So watch me do a bridal makeup on my beautiful client. If this is what you'd like to see, keep on watching. So please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. So first thing first, I'm going to be cleaning up the face in order to remove dirt and oil on the face. Then I went ahead to hydrate her skin with my Keys Beauty spray. After hydrating the skin, I'm going to let it absorb into the skin. So I went ahead using my fan to dry it up before moving on to moisturizer. For moisturizer, I'm going to be using my Cetaphil moisturizer to moisturize the face. Make sure you apply the moisturizer very well. Moisturize the face properly and make sure the product absorb into the skin. So I went ahead using my finger to massage her under eye area. After that, I used my fan to dry it up immediately. So make sure every product you apply during skin prep dries up before moving on to the next product. So next, I'm going to be using my Keys Beauty primer to prime the face. When you prime your face, it gives your makeup a very good base to sit on. So after applying the primer on the face, I'm going to let it dry into the skin. After that, I'm going to be moisturizing her lip with my Zaron lip balm. After that, I'm going to be using my Newborn Beauty liquid highlighter on her face. This would help me achieve a glowy base. So next, I'm going to be using my LA Gear Orange Corrector to correct her dark circles on her face. So after that, I'm going to be moving on to my foundation. I'm going to be using my L'Oreal foundation in the shade C6. So I'm using my damp beauty sponge to blend the foundation into the skin. So after blending in the foundation, I'm going to be using my Keys Beauty spray to lock it up. This would help the foundation to stay intact. Then I used my fan to dry it up immediately before moving on to contour. For cream contour, I'm going to be using my Flawless Ivy concealer. I'm going to be leaving the shade in my description box. So when you're contouring your face, you need a shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than the skin to contour the face. So after contouring the face, moving on to cream blush, I'm going to be using my Blossom lip palette. I'm just going to take this pink shade here and apply it above her cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of her nose. Then I blended it immediately. So after that, I'm going to be highlighting her face with this Flawless Ivy concealer. So I'm just going to apply it on the places I want the face to be highlighted. So if you want to highlight your face with concealer, you need a shade that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than the skin to highlight the face, depending on how you want your highlights to be. So after that, I used my beauty sponge to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So while highlighting with your concealer, you don't need to pack too much concealer. A little goes a long way. So all you need to do is to just blend. So it's good to always apply little quantity of concealer. If at the end of the day you want to apply more, you can go ahead, but start with little quantity. So after blending the concealer, I'm going to be setting the concealer with my Sasha Buttercup setting powder. But before setting, I went back using my beauty sponge to blend the areas underneath her eyes to avoid creasing. Then I went ahead to set the concealer on the highlighted area. I've already set the areas underneath her eyes. I didn't know it wasn't recording. And I'm setting the other part of the face that I highlighted. So after setting the face, I'm going to be setting the rest of her face with her powder shade, her exact powder shade. Sorry guys, I was unable to record that part. So after setting the rest of her face, I'm going to be contouring. I did dry contouring with a shade that is two shades darker than her skin to contour, like to do dry contouring. I did nose contouring as well before I went ahead to bake the face. So I used the same setting powder I used in setting the concealer to bake and also do my reverse contour. After that, I'm going to be applying some setting powder on her smile line. This would help reduce the smile line. So I couldn't record some part of this video. I thought it was actually recording, but when I found that it was late, I had no choice than to continue. So moving on to the brows, I'm going to be using my Karite gel liner, the brown shade, to outline her brows following the shape of her brows. I did the other brows following the same method. So next is to highlight the brows. I'm going to be using the same flawless ivy concealer I used in highlighting the face to highlight her brows. After that, I'm going to be using my blending brush to blend it immediately so that it doesn't get dry and look tacky. So after highlighting the brows, I used the same concealer I used in highlighting her brows as my eyeshadow base. So I applied it on her lid before moving on to eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna take this shade from my Blossom eyeshadow palette and apply it on the outer corner of her lid. Gently blend it towards the inner corner of her lid. So we are creating a bridal look. We all know that bridal look has to be subtle, like very subtle, and this bride was really particular about her makeup. She wanted everything as mild as possible, so we tried our best to make it look very natural because that's what she wanted. So after that, I'm going to be using this shade from my Becharm powder palette to blend out the eyeshadow. So after blending, I'm going to be applying a lighter shade of eyeshadow from the same Blossom eyeshadow palette and apply it on the inner corner of her lid. I'm sorry guys, everything didn't show in this video simply because I thought my phone was actually recording the process, but it wasn't. So pardon me guys. So I went back applying the first eyeshadow I applied earlier. I'm just using it to blend the outer corner of her lid. Then I also went ahead using this powder shade to blend again. Like I really want this eyeshadow to be very light, like very light. So every product I'm using right here is subtle and light. So after that, I'm going to be applying some setting powder on the outer corner of her lid to define the lid. So I noticed this light eyeshadow I applied on the inner corner wasn't popping again. I went ahead to reapply it. So whenever you're doing your makeup and you notice that something isn't showing, go back to apply it. It will not change anything. So next, I'm going to be lining her upper and lower lash line with my Karite gel liner and my angled brush. So next, I'm going to be prepping her natural lashes with my Zaron mascara in order to give it volume. Then I went ahead wearing her these lashes from She Lash. So moving on to powdery blush, I'm going to be using my Tara blush palette. I'm just gonna take this shade here, this light pink shade, and apply it above her cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of her nose. So as I'm going to be using this light shade from my Becharm powder palette and apply it on the places I highlighted. So moving on to the lip, I'm going to be using this lip pencil to outline her lip. So my bride was really specific about her lip. She wanted me to just apply lip gloss, so I told her not to worry. So when I started applying this lip liner, she said, can you just put a little pink color on her lip and lip gloss, and she's good to go. So after applying the lip liner, I went ahead to blend it. After blending it, I'm going to be applying this lip gloss, this pink lip gloss on her lip, and I told her to map her lip before I used my brush to blend. So she even told me that it was too much, so after blending it we had to reduce it. Then I went ahead applying lip gloss because she really wanted the glossy lip. So after that, I went back with my blush brush to blend her blush area because I really want it to pop very well. So after that, I used my powder brush to blend, like to dust off the excess powder and blend everything together. So next, I'm going to be prepping her lower lashes with my Zaron mascara. Then I went ahead to set the face with my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray. After setting, I dried it up immediately using my fan. So after that, I'm going to be using my Merva's Beauty highlighter and apply it on the places I want the highlight to pop. So after that, I used my Miss Metty cheek glaze to top it up so that her face will be glowing. So lastly, I'm going to be sealing it up with my Soap Rose Seal Spray. This is going to help the makeup to stay intact. After that, I let it absorb into the skin, and this is the finished look, guys. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.